Alright, this video is about password key. So what's going to happen here is when you collect this white card, it's going to reveal a password up here, which you'll be able to open the door with that password. So right now when he goes to the door, it's asking for password. You put in something, you don't know what it is, press OK, and it says the wrong answer and it doesn't open up. Then when you grab it, it shows that's the password, mango, and then go to it, type in mango, and it opens up, and then the password disappears. The door is gone as well, able to go through it. Alright, so this is how it works. This is the password card. So it's nothing out of the ordinary here, it's just X origin 0Y, X and Y 0, and it's visible, the depth at 0. Then we have the object box password, which is the outline of the password. That's the beginning box. So I got the step and draw event in here with using the code from the control tab. So this is basically the positioning of it using the X and Y coordinates. So that way if you, the camera view moves with the character, the box moves as well. So it's positioned at 160 for the X, Y is at 250, and then you have the draw event, and that's going to be the same, X at 160, Y is at 250. Gotta have the step and draw in there for it to move with the character on screen. If you have the camera view set up, depth at -100. Then you have the object password key, which is this is the actual password, XY0. Then you have the same step and draw event, same X and Y coordinates. So it matches the outline square, so it doesn't jump. Draw is the same. X 160, Y is at 250. Then you have an outline here. Square red outline, X is 770, Y is at 160. The positioning for the positioning of the characters, so you have the outline here on the character, this red outline. That red outline is going to be when you touch the door, this red outline, when this red outline touches the door, it's going to reveal the password key. I could have had it set up where the character hits the door, but then trying to move away from the door if you got the wrong password was an issue, so made a red outline around it so you have a gap space between the character and the door. So gap space between the door and the character, that's why you have the red outline here. And that's going to follow the character. This red outline is set up with the create event, and it's just target equals object right, my speed 0, length 0, place 0. So if you're not moving, the red outline is not going to move. If the character is moving, then the red outline will move along with the character. Don't have it visible though. You don't want it visible. The step event is going to be X and Y equals object right dot X equals object right dot X, Y equals object right dot Y. So if the object's moving right, because that's what the player's called, if he's moving right, then it's going to follow him right, as well. If he's moving left, he's going to follow him left because it's parented. I've talked about this before in other videos with the like if you have a force field, it's going to move along with the character. That's what's happening here. And then if the red outline's hitting the door, collision with the door, then it's going to do this: unlock equals get underscore string. Please enter and unlock code. That's the information that pops up on that white box. Then you have a quotation marks here, and this is going to be nothing in this spot here, but you need these quotation marks for this strand to work. I guess if you wanted to add more information, you could add it in between and add it in here. Let me see what happens when I do that. Oh, see, it shows the information in the box here, so you don't want that there. Yeah, so when you hit the door, make sure that this information right here is not in there, because that's where you're going to type in your information. So make sure you have the quotation marks up there, but make sure you don't have anything inside there, because that's where your information goes when you type. And so to unlock the door, you got to type in mango here, all lowercase. Then you have the open bracket with object door, so it's going to work with the object door when you type in that mango open brackets instance change. Then if you type in the password correctly, it's going to open the door. Okay. And else statement, if you put in the wrong password, it's going to say wrong answer, and then it's going to say object 14 true, instance change to object 14. So this instance object changed to object 14. It means you're going to turn away from the door, you're going to go left. Well, actually, I'm sorry. It's going to change your red square to a green square for a second, then it's going to go back to the red square. So what that means is the red square is what hits the door. You have this green square here that does not hit the door, and the X and Y coordinates at 70 and Y is at 160, so that's the same coordinates as the red outline square. So the red outline square, if you bump against the door, it's going to ask you for the password. The green does not do that. So if you bump against the door with the green password, green outline, there's no collision with the door, so it's not going to do anything. So this is have this set up because that way you can get away from the door without the message popping up again. So once you enter the wrong password, the red square here will switch to the green square, and after 40 milliseconds it's going to switch back to it's also going to switch the character from right to left, so that way that message don't pop up again and again and again. The character will switch from object right to object left, so the message won't pop up, message box won't pop up, so you can get away from that when you press the cancel or OK button if you answer wrong. And then after 40 milliseconds, the green square will switch back to the red outline square, and then you can go back to the door and the red outline square will collide with the door, and then it will pop up the message box again. So this happens because that way, if you answer the wrong password, you put the wrong password in, or you press OK and there's no answer there, or you press like cancel, then the character will switch from right to left, and it'll switch the red outline to a green outline, which means that there's no collision with the green outline with the door. so the message box won't keep popping up, popping up, popping up, popping up. You can get away from the door without trying to answer the password. So you can escape the door, and after 40 milliseconds, then the green outline will turn into the red outline square. So then when you move back and collide with the door, the red outline square, it will ask for the password again. And if you got it wrong, then it'll switch you from right to left and switch the red outline to the green outline, so you can escape the door and the message box won't keep popping up, popping up, popping up. Because you don't want to have a delete. You don't want to make the message box be deleted, because then it won't come back when you go to the door again. So that's why he switches to the left side, and the red outline switches to the green outline for 40 milliseconds, so you can escape the door and escape the message box. Alright, and then the door is going to be set x0, y0, and depth -50. Make sure it's solid, the door, so you can't go through it. Object right, when he hits the door, it's going to direction 0, speed 0. And then when the door is open, the door is just the same size square as the door, but I made it transparent. Made the image transparent, and it's visible -50. Could have made it not visible, I guess, for the object open for the door. So if you answer correctly, then the door will switch to this object open, which is an invisible door, which means that you can go through it now. So what will happen here is just position. I have the doors positioned at direction 0, so it doesn't move at all, and it's going to switch. Also, it's going to switch the object password key, which is that mango password in the white, back to the object box password, which is that outline square at the beginning before you pick up the card for the password. Say yes, so it's going to switch back to that, to an outline square, and it's going to also destroy. And then it's going to destroy the door, open door, which you may not need this destroying there, but I just destroyed it, so because you already answered the password correctly, so then you can basically destroy the door after it cycles through these two informations here. And I think that's pretty much it. So and like I said, if I made this visible, which you don't need to make it visible, but what's going to happen is, like I said, the code's going to follow. See how the code's going to follow the player? The red outline is going to follow the player, so this red outline hits the door. Once that hits the door, it's going to ask for the password. You answer wrong, then he switches to the left, and he's able to escape the door without the message keeps popping up. See? And it's not showing. I don't know why it's not showing the. That's weird. It's not showing the password at the top for some reason. Oh, I don't have it in there. I deleted it by accident. Yeah, there it is. Now the box shows up. So you probably need this code right here. I was talking about the target object right. That also needs to be in with the green outline, and I didn't put it in there. That's why you saw it jump. That green square jumped. See now, see it doesn't jump now because it follows the character all the way through the red outline and the green. Before, the green outline was jumping because I didn't have that code in there. Alright, well that's how you do the password and how to open the door. Yeah, like I said, I just put this code in here for the green outline square, so that way it follows the character, as well as the red outline box. It's the same information, so that way it doesn't jump. But make sure that that red and green outline are not visible, because that's just for the door touching. Alright, thanks for watching.